This is smoked hummus, and it's a game changer.
I love it.
If you're like me, you love hummus and have probably tried every variation possible. Until now, maybe. With a quick Google search, I found this already existed, so some of you might have already tried it, but I never have, so I had to give it a try and see what it was like. So here we go. I'm gonna make 3 versions, from incredibly simple, what I'm gonna just call a cheat, to what I found was the best and maybe just slightly more time-consuming. All of these went together very quickly. None of these are very difficult, but they do require certain levels of equipment to have to make this come out good, better, or best. So let's get started with easiest smoked hummus with no grill or smoking tools required. First, you need 1 can of chickpeas. We just need to drain and rinse the chickpeas, and for my hummus, we're going to be saving the liquid. That liquid is called aquafaba. Now, as Internet Shaquille will tell you, you need to remove the skins first to really elevate that homemade hummus into something worth remembering. Now, the method I learned from Shaq is just using baking soda. Baking soda has a unique ability to dissolve the cellulose skins, making them easy to just kind of like wash away. Now, it's just going to be about 1.5 teaspoons of baking soda per can. We're going to sprinkle that on, and I tweaked it just a little bit. We're just going to toss them in the microwave for about a minute. Now, once they're done in the mic, I'm going to rinse them under cold water and wish that I used a larger bowl because I'm going to need to massage the chickpeas gently to remove the skins, and the skins should just float to the top and you can just pour them off. But this is where a larger, deeper bowl would work, which after a few washes and consistently losing chickpeas, I decided to switch to. Now, once you have a handful of cellulose, you're not going to need this anymore. You could toss it away or throw it in your garden. It might help retain some moisture. We're just going to toss these into a food processor and get the hummus process started. Now, for this hummus, I'm going to be using Shaq's basic recipe, which is just a few tablespoons of tahini, a few cloves of garlic, a juice of a lemon, which I'm only going to be using about 1/2 of a lemon, and a big pinch of salt. Now, the easy part of this in getting that smoky flavor, I'm going to be using liquid smoke. You can buy this at most grocery stores, and I actually didn't use enough in here, I believe. I wish I would have used a little bit more. I just went with maybe like a 1/4 teaspoon, but actually for this, to get that nice smoky flavor, at least a 1/2 teaspoon is going to be what you want. Now I'm going to get the blender started, and instead of water, which is what's used in most recipes, I'm actually going to be using the aquafaba. Aquafaba has a unique ability that makes it similar to eggs, which is going to help make this hummus maybe a little fluffier, which is something I enjoy. Now, I'm just going to toss this into a container, and I'm going to label these. For this one, I'm just going to label it LS for liquid smoke, and then we're just going to toss this in the fridge while we prepare the next version. So for this version, I'm going to treat the can of chickpeas exactly the same. We're going to drain it off, saving the aquafaba. I'm going to toss it in some baking soda into the microwave, rinse it in the cold water, and that way we have our skinned chickpeas. So for this version, I'm going to be using my smoking gun. Now, this is the Breville smoking gun. I love this thing. I'll link it in my Amazon store, but there is many different smoking guns on Amazon at many different price points. Now, I'm going to be using my dome, which I realized doesn't fit in this bowl, so I'm going to swap out my bowls, and I'm going to smoke these with an applewood smoke chips. Now, you can also get these same chips, toss them into a flame-proof container, torch them, and allow them to start to smoke, and then cover them with the chickpeas. Now, with both of these, you're going to want to make sure that you keep the chickpeas covered in smoke for at least 25 minutes, which is plenty of time for today's sponsor. I've used BetterHelp for a little over 1.5 years now, and it has made an incredible difference in my life. Personally, I get a lot of anxiety, stress, worry, concern that I'm sure a lot of you do as well. My therapist has listened, given me tips and tricks to get through those times, and honestly, over the time, everything's gotten a lot easier. BetterHelp is the world's largest therapy service, and it's 100% online. With BetterHelp, you can tap into a network of over 30,000 licensed and experienced therapists that can help you with a wide range of issues. To get started, you just answer a few questions about your needs and preferences in therapy. That way, BetterHelp can match you with the right therapist from their network. Then you can talk to your therapist however you feel comfortable, whether it's via text, chat, phone, or video call. BetterHelp has the options for whatever is the most convenient and comfortable for you. You can message your therapist at any time and schedule live sessions when they're good for you. And if your therapist just isn't the right therapist for you for any reason, you can switch to a new therapist at no additional charge. And with BetterHelp, you get the same professionalism and quality you expect from in-office therapy, but with a therapist who is custom-picked for you, with more scheduling flexibility at a more affordable price. So gang, it's time to take your mental health more seriously. Get 10% off your first month at betterhelp.com/Saucestache. I've also linked it in the description below. BetterHelp, thanks for sponsoring today's video and for the incredible service you provide. It really helps. Okay, we're back. The chickpeas have smoked for about 25 minutes. They have a little smoke tint to them, and, give one a taste. It has a nice, smoky taste. It's pretty good, actually. So now I'm just going to toss these into a food processor along with all of the same ingredients I did before. We're making the same hummus, so just some garlic, tahini, lemon juice, all of the same things. Process this up until you get the consistency that you're looking for, and now this is just an easy, what I call the mid-level smoked hummus. So now for the next version, the best version. This one requires the most work, but it does come out by far the best. And if you're already grilling, it doesn't take that much more effort to just add some smoke chips to your grill. Now, earlier in the day, before I started this whole process, I grabbed about 2 handfuls of applewood chips and I covered them in water. Now, I just set them aside while I prepared everything and let the charcoals heat up. They need to sit for about a half an hour. So now we want to grab our chickpeas. I'm actually going to be preparing this version just a little bit different because it's going to be going directly on the grill. I'm also going to be smoking the garlic to give it like a nice smoky garlic flavor, and I'm going to be adding just a pinch of olive oil into the chickpeas just to give something else for the smoke to kind of stick on. Now I'm going to be tossing these into an all-metal wire mesh strainer and then covering that strainer in a little bit of foil. Realistically, anything that's grill safe and fairly open will allow the chickpeas to smoke. So the coals are really nice and hot on the grill. I'm going to toss a few good chunks of applewood directly onto the coals. If you're using a gas grill, you could just use anything like a metal container to toss these in. Make sure you put them right over the heat. Now I'm going to toss the chickpeas on, cover the lid, and allow them to smoke for about 25 minutes, the same amount of time. Now once these are done, you can see they are drastically more smokier than the smoking gun version. That grilled smoke makes a huge difference. Now in this scenario, we're going to make the hummus exactly the same way as we did before, using all of the same ingredients and same ratios, and we're going to process this to the same smoothness. I really like nice and smooth hummus. So now all 3 of these are done. They all look really good. So now let's see what Monica has to say. 3 different hummuses.
Yeah.
I'm curious. I know you don't know what LS, SG, or GS stands for.
I don't.
But grab a piece of pita.
Okay.
And scoop away. Don't do your little tiny dab. Get some legitimate amounts of hummus.
Okay. Is that good?
Yeah, that's fine. Such a little amount. You know what I did to this or no?
I don't. It's really good though. And then it almost tastes like earthy.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's
Okay.
good. I really like it. I don't know what you did to it.
It's just good hummus.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, just good hummus.
So no real notice yet of what that is. Okay. Let's just move to the next one.
Cheers.
Cheers.
This one tastes smoky. Yeah, this is really, really good. I love the smoky hummus.
Right? Delicious. So now describe.
Fabulous. Yeah, it tastes like hummus with a little bit of smokiness to it, almost like it was barbecued. It's not too overpowering, not too overwhelming. It just tastes like good hummus with some barbecue and smoky
Just good.
flavor.
Cheers. Super.
This one tastes like a campfire. Like we made it on the campfire, you know.
Good smoking.
Yeah, like we put it in, covered it in foil and threw it in the fire. It came out and
Do you like it?
I love it.
It's delicious, right?
I love this one.
Yeah.
I like these both, but there's some sort of nostalgia that's making me want this one.
Yeah. So just like campfire, like
A wood chipped applewood smoky.
Yeah.
You know,
that's
like
pretty good. I think that's what that is.
like if you used a smoky flavor to it, like the campfire smoky.
Yeah, it's applewood.
Yeah.
It's actually they're both applewood
Oh. Why does this one taste more like a campfire?
because this one was smoked over a grill.
Oh.
This one was smoked with the smoking gun with applewood as well, and then this one
is.
liquid smoke.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's so interesting. I felt like this one was just more really earthy, like almost like, and I don't mean this in a negative way because this is really good, but almost like a grassy like flavor.
Okay. That might have been like the olive oil too.
Oh, maybe.
Give it a try. Just try it again and see if now that
Yeah.
you know it's smoke,
Yeah, there's a subtle smoky.
you probably need more of the smokiness to it.
Like when I tasted the salt, when I said it's kind of salty,
Yeah.
I think like that was it, but it was like a subtle smoky and then a little earthy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if you haven't done it yet, smoke your chickpeas. I really think, I just think that this is how hummus should be made this summer.
Agree.